Good Friday and afternoon, evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Unfiltered News from the Reality Zone, compiled by G. Edward Griffin. Here are the headlines for July 30th through August 5th, 2011. As you can see, the Wall Street bull has fallen over. That's because the stock market took a kaplunk since the agreement to raise the debt ceiling. Wall Street stocks suffer loss of nearly $2 trillion in the last 2 weeks due to panic over global U.S. debt. The U.S. debt deal will cut $2.5 trillion, but spending is projected at $30 trillion over the next 10 years. People are waking up to the nature of the fiat money. Daily Mail, August 5th. Mexican town's entire police force of 26 quits after attack killed 2 of their colleagues. National Post, August 5th. White House releases document revealing intent to monitor the internet and social networking sites for extremist propaganda and people who feed on grievances and assign blame. Prison Planet, August 4th. High-definition imaging allows facial recognition of individuals in this massive crowd photo that was taken just before the Vancouver riots. The clarity is astounding. Keep enlarging the image. It just goes on and on. It's known as Gigapixel. Posted this August 4th. Scottish University researcher says that students should consider selling their kidneys to pay off student loans at a suggested price of $45,754. The average yearly income in the UK. Activist post, August 4th. What a crazy thing. Sell your kidneys or you can pay your de-education. Poll shows 69% of Americans believe it is likely that scientists falsified research supporting global warming. And that's in spite of massive media bias to the contrary. The Ramasun reports August 3rd. U.S. Justice Department accused of allowing tons of cocaine to be imported to the U.S. by Mexican drug cartel, allegedly in exchange for information on competing cartels. Yes, they want to know who's paying their money to the government and who isn't to our government. The agency already is under fire for selling guns to Mexican drug gangs so they can take away the Second Amendment rights in America. That's right, they want your guns, people. Are you still wondering why the so-called war on drugs have failed? That's because they're behind it making a profit. I'm telling you, get rid of the drugs as illegal and the problem goes away. No profit, no problem. And that's the fact. Ask the other countries that did the same thing. Like the Netherlands. Crime went to zero. Organic farmer wins suit against neighboring farmer whose pesticides damaged the organic crops. While this seems like a victory, organic farmers should be able to sue the manufacturers of GMO crops and pesticides when they cause damage, but farmers signed a Monsanto contract that makes the farmers liable for everything. This pits farmers against farmer, and Monsanto is protected. Imagine that. Farm Wars, August 3rd. U.S. It's official. Borrowing now exceeds the country's entire gross domestic product. That puts the U.S. in the same category as a highly indebted nation such as Italy and Belgium. Imagine that. We just joined ranks with them. Austerity works fine. Ask Greece. AFP, August 3rd. U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service estimates that the polar bear population is higher now than a decade ago. And I've been saying that for a while. Al Gore is wrong. He's tried to show that the poor bear sitting on a little chunk of ice, that's all he has to lay on. No, he's up there fishing, Al. He's fishing. That's what polar bears do. They like furry little animals. They're called seals. They're very tasty. and has more than doubled since the 1960s, more than doubled the population of polar bears. Yet the purveyors of the global warming myth continue saying that bears are dying off. That's because they want to sell you a tax. IB Times, August 2nd. 6 scary new weapons that police and military use to subdue crowds and unarmed individuals. They include microwave pain rays, blinding laser beams, steroid taser shotguns, chemical weapons, ear-piercing sounds, and microwaves that pierce the skull. Only governments are allowed to have these, of course. Alternate, August 1st. But the police are allowed to have them now. So they must be government then. They're no longer your neighborhood police. They're the federal police. Los Angeles SWAT team raids a private club for selling raw food and milk to its members without a license or permit. My God, they may have killed every man, woman, and child in the world doing that. Oh no. 2 of the parties arrested held on conspiracy charges. High bail is set for all defendants. SMDP, August 3rd. Video, U.S. 12-member super Congress created by debt-ceiling bill is a new layer of unconstitutional government and is shockingly totalitarian. Or totalitarian is what it is. It can force voters or votes in both houses without debate or amendments and has no limit to its power. That's right. Now we have a dictatorial setup coming. Prison Planet, August 2nd. U.S. TSA to begin interrogating flyers to analyze behavior patterns. Training will cost $1 billion. Man, why don't you just give me $1 million of that and I'll live happily ever after. That's how much there is in $1 billion. $1 million will make you happy. Give you a property, a car, everything you want. But no, they're going to spend $1 billion so they can stick their hands down your pants and grope you. Boston Herald, August 2nd. Small Florida town terminates its entire police department due to unlawful behavior. Fox Orlando reports, August 2nd. UK policeman walks free from court after being found guilty of possessing child porn. If not a police officer, he would have faced jail time. Daily Mail, August 2nd. U.S. mobile biometric iris scans and fingerprinting to be deployed by police on the streets. The Fourth Amendment forbids unreasonable search, but the police will claim that any search is reasonable, even if cause they got a gun and a badge. Al Jazeera, August 2nd. U.S. Ron Paul introduces a bill to cancel $1.6 trillion in debt to the Federal Reserve. This would not save money because the Fed returns most of the interest on the government debt anyway, but it would reduce the face value of the debt. The debt will be defaulted either by not paying holders of government bonds or by destroying the dollar through inflation, so that interest payments are worthless. In the first case, the losers would be foreign governments and wealthy institutions that buy government bonds. In the second case, the losers would be common people in the middle class. Can you guess which way it will go? The Hill, August 2nd. Alrighty. Libya, rebel commander was assassinated last Thursday, causing division and struggle for power among rebel ranks. This is allowing Gaddafi to regain influence and control. Time, August 1st. Chinese official accused of stealing $2.8 billion from China's high-speed rail project, and more corruption is under investigation. 40 people were killed in a bullet train crash recently, but negative comments about the incident are censored. That's right. They arrested all the reporters that reported on it. Isn't that something? Collectivism is the same everywhere. Telegraph, August 1st. Alrighty, let's go to the next thing. Gold set record high as debt fears flare around the globe. Reuters, August 1st. Yeah, it's up near 16,000, I believe now. Real close, if not over. I haven't checked it today, but it's getting there. Fukushima. Did I pronounce it correctly now? Fukushima radiation is at its all-time high, 10 servants per hour. It is possible that it is higher than that, but 10 servants is as high as the detectors can monitor. That's pretty bad. Zero Hedge, August 1st. U.S. former NASA, NSA, and CIA heads want a private army to protect cyberspace of large banks and corporations. It would be beyond congressional or military oversight, yet would be funded by taxpayers. Infowars, July 31st. In Australia, electroshocks on children to be banned. The bad news is the discovery that it is still practiced. That's the bad news. I thought electroshocking went out years ago. 100,000 Americans a year receive it, and it is used on children in Australia and the UK. Treatment can cause miscarriage, memory loss, and brain damage. It is covered by insurance, and psychiatrists who prescribe it typically make double the salary of those who don't. That's the reason why it's still around. They make big buku bucks. CCHR, July 31st. Courtside, Arizona is the home of a lurid scandal involving a corrupt police chief, an out-of-control city council, an honest mayor. 10 police whistleblowers are put under house arrest. The Department of Homeland Security is considering charges of terrorism against those who are exposing corruption. What a story this is. Oath Keepers, July 30th. Yes, when Homeland Security is for corruption, Homeland Security should go away. UK, small town tracks every car with police cameras. Plates are checked in the central database for insurance, taxes, and criminal records. The town always has had a low crime rate, so the purpose is not crime prevention. No, it's money making. Daily Mail, July 30th. U.S. House panel approves a bill forcing ISP providers to retain customers' names, addresses, phone numbers, credit cards, and banking information for at least a year. To fight pedophile activity, of course, even though it's mostly government officials and police officers and things, as we've seen in earlier stories, that are into that. Raw story, July 30th. Japan denies censorship over a nuclear crisis, but the government monitors the internet around the clock and has set up a budget to respond to inaccurate online information. Physics.org, July 30th. Texas lawmaker calls for a congressional investigation into why the word God and Christian prayer are banned at military funerals. Because they're antichrist, don't you know? Fox News, July 30th. Fiat currency without gold or silver backing has an average life expectancy of 27 years. The world's dominant monetary system fails every 30 to 40 years at devastating cost to the average citizen. The U.S. is overdue. Or is it now just happening? Washington blog, August 2nd. Smart meter grid has been funded by tax dollars and expected to generate $170 billion in revenue in 2014 for corporations that produce and maintain the equipment. The goal is not conservation of energy, but monitoring and control of people, plus profit for corporations that financially support legislators. The scheme can be thwarted if smart meters are rejected. Please reject them. They give off dangerous radiation like cell phones. If you don't want to be sick and tumored, then you don't want the smart meter. Morph City, August 5th. Alrighty. Dirty electricity, high-frequency energy that rides on top of normal 60-cycle current can lead to cancer, heart disease, and suicide. The causes of dirty electricity are explained here and how it relates to smart meters. YouTube, August 5th. Another video, Ron Paul describes what lies ahead for the economy and personal freedom. The ultimate trap will be civil unrest that causes citizens to clamor for more so-called law enforcement to protect them. Daily Reckoning, August 1st. Please do not protect me. I do not need your protection. I tell that to the TSA. Why? Because they don't protect, they just grope. Video Genetic Armageddon, presented by Alex Jones, revealed grotesque genetic engineering experiments that reduce fertility, increase cancer, blend humans with animals, and are aimed at creating a new subhuman species. You must become aware of these facts. The survival of the human race is hanging in the balance. YouTube, July 27th. Alrighty, that's it. That's all the news headlines for this week. Link to this newsletter will be in the description beneath the video. Otherwise, that's it for today. And I hope you enjoyed it for this week. Be good or be good at it, and good day.